hoping you enjoyed it. Now, speaking about enjoyment, I'm hoping you enjoyed this conversation as well. Because the EFCC is in the news thanks to a plea. Actually, not a demand, it's a plea. They are asking the National Assembly to please pass a law against unexplained wealth. My goodness, would it work? I'm not quite sure. Well, let's dive into it. The executive chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ola Olukoyede, has appealed to the National Assembly to enact a law against unexplained wealth. He said such a law would engender the fight against economic and financial crimes and other acts of corruption. In a statement by the EFCC spokesperson, Mr. Dele Oyewale, on Wednesday, the chairman made the plea at the National Conference on Public Accounts and Fiscal Governance, convened by the Public Accounts Committee of the Senate and House of Representatives. The statement noted that the chairman condemned non-existing legislation against unexplained wealth, saying corruption is emboldened when people living above their means are not questioned. I agree completely. In his words, I want to appeal to you all, please pass the bill on unexplained wealth. We need transparency in resource management. That's all we need, he said. Olukoyede also called on government at all levels, and this is a part that I love, to uphold transparency in resource management, even as he stated that mismanagement of resources is behind banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, and other acts of insecurity in the country. The chairman also sought cooperation with custodians of stolen assets abroad for the repatriation of the stolen assets to Nigeria. He noted that the custodians of stolen assets are guilty as those that stole the assets. In his remarks, the House Committee Chairman on Public Accounts, Honorable Bamidele Salam, said to tackle corruption headlong, there must be a review of the nation's cost of labor such that workers would not fall prey to inducement and corruption. Okay. So this is a good headline on the surface. It sounds good, but will it work good? A law on unexplained wealth. Now, the first question you want to ask is, what is unexplained wealth? And if you want to just break it down based on how it sounds, using the English language, it means that wealth that was procured that people do not understand. Right? The second question is, how can you tell that what I have, I cannot afford? The car I drive, the phone I use, the life I'm living, who tell you, say, I'm not supposed to feed the run am? I remember, my God, you know that as you go about your career, your work life, you kind of know what the people in your industry earn, right? If you're an engineer somewhere, you know the salary range or the pay grade of people with your skill set. Some might be earning higher or lower, but there is a range. So, once upon a time, there was a guy who worked in a company that was notorious for not paying salaries. They were well known. Their reputation was legendary. Said these people know they pay. But there was one guy that was living large, working in that company. And, well, as you would imagine, a few people say, everybody where we know where they work here, they are languishing, crying, begging. Why is this person smiling consistently? And somebody said, well, he comes from a comfortable family. Comes from a very good family. Say, oh, okay, that explains it. And everybody shut up. So, having said that, what if I drive a Rolls Royce to work tomorrow for hard facts? The 11th of August. Sorry, July. We're not in August yet. I don't know why I'm faster than my beard. Say, Sam, where you get this thing? Say, my father, my brother, my father. My father is we come from a long line of wealth. Because there are so many gray areas here. How can you tell it's unexplained? For some, it's quite glaring. I saw a video a couple of days ago, I think maybe yesterday or the day before, where one small boy, a boy in secondary school, bought a Benz. Now, for most Nigerians, you don't even have to dig deeper. Once you hear secondary school students buy Benz, the first thing you're thinking is he's very likely involved in Yahoo. And to prove that it is unexplained, his own father was against it and told him to return the car, that he will not be a part of this. Now, when his father, who should obviously know where his wealth comes from, is fighting it, it tells you that it is unexplained. So my question to you is, would you be willing to report a person that has acquired unexplained wealth? Would we as Nigerians be able to tell? Because that's how we'll make it. You say it's unexplained. I'll start seeing you as enemy of progress. Are you saying I'm not supposed to use the latest phone? Now, I looked up the meaning of unexplained wealth, and let's define it dictionarily. It refers to assets or property that a person possesses that are not commensurate with their known and declared legitimate sources of income. I like this definition. Known and declared. So what do you know? You know I work with Nigeria Info. You know I have one or two small things I'm doing here and there that is bringing something. Known and declared. Sam, where you buy this motor? Do you know if I invested 25 years ago? Mike. Say, no, Sam. No, answer me. Do you know? Say, I didn't even know it 25. Good. My brother, they learn to shut up once in a while. So I feel like this would lead to provocation. Now, the EFCC chairman did not give the provisions of this law. He simply said that the National Assembly should pass it. But there's precedent. This law is already running effectively in Kenya and the UK. So let's look at their own. How does it work for them? A couple of things. The first is... Oh, I had that somewhere. Just give me a minute. I apologize. Aha. Here it is. There will be a definition of unexplained wealth, which is assets or lifestyle inconsistent with the known lawful income of the person. 2, there's burden of proof. The individual must be able to prove the legitimate source of wealth. Then there would also be non-conviction based forfeiture. So there are some things that maybe if the government or the authorities come for you, you just forfeit. They don't need to arrest you. Say this car, unexplained. They just seize the Rolls Royce. Maybe give you a fine or something like that. Then there's whistleblower protection. There is the option of people reporting to the authorities. Right? Cross-border recovery, public officer coverage, and all of that. And the EFCC chairman first spoke to the senators and said, even though we are doing this, please, you people in government, we also need to watch it. So if this becomes a law, the first question is, do you think we can pull it off in Nigeria? 2, do you think that we will be able to identify unexplained wealth? Because if you start doing that, somebody will say you're an enemy of progress, so you know what make I make them. That's another important concern. The third, do you think that they will not abuse this thing and make it a witch hunting tool? Your neighbor you don't like, your guy. Maybe you ask him for something he didn't give you, or for some reason you're pissed at him. He now goes, as God has blessed him, to buy iPhone 16. You say, my brother, that's it. Then you report to the EFCC. And finally, will you be willing to report a person to the authorities? 0817 923 0002. And there's something I want to buy. I don't know if I should buy it again with the way things are moving. 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp is 080 903 06. I'm really thinking of all the problems that will come out of this. I'm sorry, I'm thinking problems instead of solutions. Somebody you know that is begging for food. Tomorrow, Piam, the person on the drive by and say, my brother, no, this is too much. EFCC. Sure. Temple from HA. Hello, Temple.
You're very distinguished, sir.
Good evening.
I celebrate you once again.
Go ahead.
Looking at what the EFCC is saying, first of all, what is their core mandate?
Financial crimes.
Financial crimes.
That's right.
At least where necessary, they recover for Nigeria and Abi.
Yeah, they do their best.
They transfer it back to the country's coffers. Maybe so.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. I believe as well that EFCC have officials.
Yes, they
Not
do.
so?
Mm-hmm.
What is the functions of these officials? The last time I checked, they are being paid salary.
Yes, they are.
And they, on their own, with immediate alacrity, that tell me that some of the people around them, that they don't know that what they are spending is nothing compared to what they are earning.
Wait, Temple, hold on. Do you have any EFCC official in mind? Did you see something we should not? So maybe we can start with you.
Around them, they know people around them. People they parley with, they know them.
Which people now? Help us to help you. Who are these people?
My own concern now is that I cannot be doing their job for them. Their officials can do the whistleblower. They cannot put the life of somebody that is trying to, make up his 99 naira to 100 naira, and you are blowing a whistle for somebody that is, having a billion naira in his account.
Temple.
At the end of the day, will come down to abracadabra, and this is what they call it, media abracadabra. And at the end of the day, the person will be returned back, coming after your own life.
Temple, wait.
What are they telling me?
Temple, wait. Temple, calm down. Temple.
Can they start from there?
Temple, lay. Temple.
Yes, so.
There is no security agency in the world that can function without the help of the public. Police.
Go blow whistle for them.
No, wait. I'm not saying you should blow, but whistle needs to be blown.
With the officials, now that is what we are saying.
And now the officials already make up the EFCC, so they need the participation of the public, the cooperation of the public, for them to work.
They incorporate me into their own system, so that I'll be earning my own. They will be paying me as well now.
Temple,
I cannot be doing their job.
You are in a chair. You don't know who is living lavish with unexplained wealth in Choba. You understand?
Somebody that is from here, that is a chairman that is working in here.
The EFCC cannot cover everywhere. That's where you come in. You have to help.
That's why they need to get more than 10 workers from a chair, and a chair indeed working with them. You don't know?
Oh my goodness. Temple.
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, see, I don't even know how. I don't know if I'm working for EFCC all of a sudden. The people have to cooperate, else they cannot function. It's literally impossible. Right?
Brother, let's be honest to ourselves. If EFCC is being honest to themselves, they can do this thing without informing them, without coming public.
Okay. Temple.
That is what I'm saying.
Before I let you go, do you know that at this time, let's even forget the unexplained wealth. One of the many ways that the EFCC goes after people is petitions from the public. You can write a petition to the EFCC, right? Do you know that?
Before you finish writing that petition, the person you are writing that petition to EFCC to submit will have already come to arrest you, because the person might have gotten the information from the EFCC official.
The last time I checked, the EFCC claimed, I remember interviewing the spokesperson, that they can keep you anonymous. There is protection, right?
Protection from who?
From the authorities.
Which authorities? Police?
Temple, come and
I came to the office. Do you see any police officer guiding me?
Okay, it's okay, Temple, because now I sound like I work with the EFCC. Thank you very much for calling.
You're not working there. Tell them to do their job.
Okay, I will tell them. Who made Temple angry? After the break, we talk. The first caller is already claiming that it will not work. Please don't be like the first caller. Have some faith. Nigeria Info, Sam Oracle Chinedu here. The chairman of the EFCC, Ola Olukoyede, has appealed to the National Assembly to enact a law against unexplained wealth. In a statement by the EFCC spokesperson, Dele Oyewale, the chairman made the plea at the National Conference on Public Accounts and Fiscal Governance, convened by the Public Accounts Committee of the Senate and House of Reps. He said such a law would engender the fight against economic and financial crimes and other acts of corruption. Before the break, I explained to a bit of a detail how it would work, considering countries where it already works, the UK and Kenya, were the case studies. Now, my question is, would you be willing to report a person with unexplained wealth? Do you think this law would work in Nigeria? And do you think it could become a witch hunting tool? Questions begging important answers. 0817 923 0002. 0817 923 0003. WhatsApp is 080 903 0646. I believe we're live on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube at Nigeria Info PH. You can watch, listen, and engage. Sam, that bill or law EFCC is pleading for would not scale first reading on the floor of the National Assembly because it's a direct indictment to all Nigerian politicians, including the EFCC officials, because they possess wealth that they cannot explain. Clinton, Mr. Fresh in Port Harcourt. Yeah, I agree to a large extent. I have seen, and I don't even know why they feel the need to do this. I've seen the garage of some senators, the ones who are on Instagram. A lawmaker with that kind of car, I'm not saying you don't have investment before you became a lawmaker, but man, you have a lot to explain. So yeah, it will start from there. And if I were a politician that is corrupt, right? Let's say I steal money. Why would I need to show it off? Why would I need... My goodness. You know what? Nigeria breaks all the rules. Everything that should work somehow doesn't work here. Lawson calls from Yenagua. Hello?
Hello, Sam.
Good evening.
Evening. I think that law EFCC is proposing is a very good law.
Okay.
A very, very good. You know, people don't understand. I heard when you and Tempe was arguing. The security agents abroad, in Europe, in America, they are highly successful because of credible intelligence given to them by the people. When it comes to Nigeria, everything is different. It's a very funny place. I tell you, everything is different. Umar Osiko, when they were trying to smuggle him out of United Kingdom to come and face justice here, Umar Osiko, Nigeria former transport minister and Shagari's campaign director, it wasn't the, I think police knew, it was a neighbor, a lady that saw it and called the police. Even Osama bin Laden we are talking about, Americans look for him. Gentlemen, it was the local that gave America the information that led to them killing Osama bin Laden.
Okay, Lawson.
So credible intelligence is very important. Now, this is one country where money is not traced. Money is not traced. You don't even know where money goes to. In this country, you see people, you look at the other day I was at NGU, Niger Delta University. When we're going, myself and my wife, you need to see boys with the cars they were driving. Those young boys. You cannot even explain how those vehicles are vehicles that there's no way they can buy it.
Okay, Lawson.
So they were driving it and nobody was asking questions.
Lawson.
That is the kind of country we find ourselves.
Lawson, can you hear me?
It will be a very good law.
Lawson.
Are you saying something?
Yes, I am saying something. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now, while I agree with you, I also agree with the point Temple was making. He was speaking to who will protect the person who reports, right? These countries you cited, there is a protection that works. Witness protection, to some degree, works in other countries. But here in Nigeria, you report to just the police. And there have been confirmed cases where those persons were targeted. So he's asking, who will now protect me that reports?
Sam, the EFCC, EFCC operates on petitions. When you petition, your petition can be anonymous. Just petition it and drop it off. EFCC will not even know who you are, and the person that you are petitioning will also not know. EFCC will just act on it to investigate and see whether
Okay.
The former CJN under Buhari that was removed. What was the problem through his PVN? It was discovered that he has money in his account that he cannot explain.
Okay, Lawson. Thank you very much.
The money that was in a whole CJN. At the end of the day, they came to some kind of arrangement, and he was asked to resign.
All right.
He resigned quietly and left. Otherwise, ordinarily, he ought to be in jail.
Okay.
So if you don't do this sort of things, do you know that in UK, even if you just have some money and you are going to the bank to deposit it, the bank manager will ask you, say, where money comes from?
Thank you, Lawson. I do have to move on. There's an interesting comment right here on WhatsApp from Francis. Hello, Francis. How come no one is talking about Unexplained? What's the Francis? Jude calls from Omuma. Hello, Jude. Good evening. Okay, I've lost that call. Please call back if you can. 0817-923-0002. Sam, that law would not scale first reading. Okay, Clinton, I'm taking that comment. Good evening. This law will be a positive tool to check the flaunting of illegal wealth, but my fear is that they will politicize the whole process and turn it into political witch hunt. I'll be willing to expose anyone with a trace of illegal wealth, provided my security is guaranteed. Lambs Fiddle says, and I like the way he phrased this, the flaunting. Because you see, some people have that illegal wealth, but you don't know because they don't show. Because if you don't see it, how can you tell? Right? That it is unexplained. So now people will hide better. Goodness from Rupoko. Hello, Goodness.
Good evening, Sam.
Good evening. Work is good. Go ahead.
Okay. My own contribution, while I think it will not work, is there's a lot of corruption in our country. Even the person you are going to report to bribe his way to freedom. And even bribe his way to getting the information about you that reported. So that is why it will not work at all. These people like money, the forces are so corrupt that the people will just give them few thousands of dollars and they're already doing the case one kind. Before you know it, nothing will amount to it. So what's the essence of you reporting?
Yeah, I get it. That's an important, a valid concern. Thank you, Goodness, for calling. You seem to be a first-time caller. Jude from Amuma. Hello, Jude. Welcome back.
Yes, Sam, I'm back.
Go ahead.
EFCC asking or requesting the National Assembly to enact a law against unexplained wealth.
That's right.
The National Assembly, they should demonstrate it to every level, to every corner, to every sector of the Nigerian economy or whatever. It should not be only the National Assembly making the law against unexplained wealth, only for those at the ministry or the ministers and the federal agencies. At the local government level, it doesn't work. Let me give you an example.
Give me.
We have the Freedom of Information Act.
That's right.
I run an organization, Just Right Initiative. We try to find out what the local government in River State, 23 local governments, how much allocation they have gotten for a period and what they have done with it. You know, that law has not been demonstrated. I mean, the Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah.
And we couldn't get any information from any local government. We were not even allowed to. So if they make this law, it should cover everywhere. If somebody wants to know how Jude Ugani have made my money, my wealth, the person has a right, can get the information unhindered. That's the only way it can work.
All right,
You want
Jude.
to get the information at the local government or even in your family. You can get the information. Without the information, how will the EFCC work?
I agree and understand completely. I'm thinking of all the ways that this can, this can be spun. Now think about it. Let's say that I build a house and I want to invite my colleagues to come over. Let's open the house. Now I'm concerned. Say, let me not go and invite them now. They will say, Sam, how did you How were you able to? Say, I beg, make everybody day their day. Okay, let's take messages as we wrap up. A program comes up now. Sam, the law will be a positive tool to check the flaunting. Lambs, I've taken this comment. Eze Chima says, I will never be a person that will pour sand to someone's gari. Let people do their job for once in the country. Take responsibility for failure as they are failing. After all these money moves through transfers that they see and still turn blind eyes. For example, terrorists and their transfer with telecom services, and they want me here in the village to do their work for them. They take their cut and release, as Chima says. Sam, if EFCC wants anyone to explain their wealth and they reply that their wife is an industrialist and their father is a company... Oh, what is wrong with you? Anyways, let me keep going. Their father is a company manager. Are those not sufficient explanations? You really need any other legislation to rid the nation of corruption. I see what you did there. Moving on. Oracle, this bill no go work for Nigeria. Nigeria is precarious. Again, it will be a tool, faction against citizens and not the elite, just as INEC is a tool against Nigerians' growth. Emidim says. Sam, haven't you heard from the security agencies themselves assuring the public of confidentiality because they know their colleagues will exchange the complainants with money? How many politicians have been tried? Fabio had an open case with the EFCC, but as soon as he defected, his sins were forgiven. How many lawmakers can explain their wealth? What a joke, Bob says. Okay, well, it is what it is. Let me leave the studio for reasons I cannot explain. And the program comes up now. Stay with us.